New audio recordings show the president admitting to downplaying the threat of COVID-19 when the virus first made its way to America. Now critics say the move cost countless lives.
The new recordings are part of 18 on-the-record conversations the president had with journalist Bob Woodward for his new book, Rage. White House correspondent Ben Kennedy joins us with the administration's response tonight. Ben?
Well, Jenna, John, the White House pushed back that President Trump did not take the virus seriously, pointing to him banning travel from China all the way back in January. Today, Press Secretary Kayleigh McEnany said President Trump has not lied when it comes to COVID.
The fact is, I'm a cheerleader for this country. I love our country, and I don't want people to be frightened. I don't want to create panic, as you say, and certainly I'm not going to drive this country or the world into a frenzy. We want to show confidence. We want to show strength. We want to show strength as a nation.
That response after the Washington Post reported Bob Woodward had recordings from a February interview with Trump where he talked about COVID being deadly, worse than the flu.
You just breathe the air. That's how it's passed. It's also more deadly than your strenuous flus.
The president, by his own admission in private on the record, acknowledged the depth of this crisis and yet told the American people something very different. How is that, at its core, not an abject betrayal of the public trust?
The president has always been clear-eyed with the American people. He was always clear-eyed about the lives we could lose. Again, from this podium, he acknowledged that this was serious.
The Post report indicated Woodward interviewed Trump again in March, where he told the reporter, "To be honest with you, I wanted to always play it down." The interviews were for Woodward's new book, Rage, set to come out September 15th.
I was very open, whether it's to Woodward or anybody else. It's just another political hit job. But whether it was Woodward or anybody else, you cannot show a sense of panic.
This as one of the companies working on a coronavirus vaccine ran into a setback after a late-stage human trial was put on hold. AstraZeneca called it routine action for safety reasons after one of their volunteers suffered an unexplained illness. It's not clear if it is linked to the trial.
It was one that shows that the science is guiding the way here. And when there was an adverse response that was identified in one individual, AstraZeneca chose to pause that phase 3 clinical trial. There are still 2 American vaccines in phase 3 clinical trials showing great promise.
That promise prompted President Trump to tout a vaccine could be ready before Election Day.
They know we have it. It's only a question of weeks.
The nation's top infectious disease doctor, Anthony Fauci, doubts it will be ready by November 3rd.
You've got to engage the community, both getting the appropriate demographic groups involved in the clinical trial, so you prove that it's safe and effective in them. 9 major drug companies are in the race for a vaccine. They promise not to rush production, but let science win until one is found to be safe and effective.
We will have a vaccine because of this president tearing through bureaucracy to get a safe and effective vaccine. One day it will go away. That is a fact.
Former Vice President Joe Biden attacked Trump's handling of the pandemic while campaigning in Michigan.
Now, while this deadly disease ripped through our nation, he failed to do his job on purpose. It was a life and death betrayal of the American people.
Now, Biden says he's still waiting to see Trump's plan to safely allocate and distribute a vaccine when one is deemed safe and effective. Today, Biden flat out said that Trump is unfit for his job.